Hello and welcome. It is currently that of 7 p.m. Eastern Time, the 14th day of February 2020. My name is Derek, and this is the Money Charts channel. All bets, trades, and amongst the like, that is each his own risk and their own reward. It's technically 6:58 and a half a minute to go in that minute, as there's a minute and a half left in the day, or until that of 1900 hours. Eastern Time, 2400 hours UTC, up 3.2%. Bitcoin, it's up 3.2. Bitcoin Cash overperforming Bitcoin right now, 4%. But mostly everything down against that of Bitcoin. I have actually changed my portfolio. I've added that of Polkadot. So I'm going to go over that in this particular video as well. But let's start off within Bitcoin. Again, risk reward management I think is so important, and a lot of reward management and risk management together I think important right now, because a lot of people are becoming multi-millionaires and they weren't before millionaires, and they for the first time or again or whatever situation, they're now in the millionaire figures, six figures or five figures, having 4, 5, 6 whatever X gains. A lot of people having amazing portfolio increases. Is this market going to stop? Are we going to have any big corrections going down at some point? We just can't keep having all of these moves above the 18 average of highs, but we had a little bit of correctionary move here. And now all it's been from this break is a small move and a little bit of sideways correctionary play in here. Overextended market, short term, I think not. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that it's going to go up, not going to go up, or will go up or whatever from here, because I look at this as, okay, we had this big resistance at 42, corrected very nice within such, and partially had a good break so far, noticeable break. And well, I mean, this could be very interesting, because I did calculation for Fibonacci upside. The 161.8% found a little bit of resistance in here, the 261 in here, and the next one, which is like the 423% Fibonacci upside target. Well, it's got a price objective over 100,000. People have been talking about that for a long time. Is this a situation where we're going to have this monster move? Maybe these cryptos can have stellar plays. We've already seen it go from 10 to 50,000, but how much more stellar can it get? I've seen it get more than such, and 6, 8, 10, 20, 30, 40x moves they come into play. Well, to go to 100,000 from here, it would be 10x from the $10,000 lows. And I've talked about the 18x move here before in the past and all these other ones. You got to give the benefit of the doubt that this thing, if it wants to go crazy, it most certainly has a possibility to do such. So moving on, let's talk about DOT next, which is 55,500 Satoshi, about a $25 coin. This is its price against that of Bitcoin, having a very nice move, going from 20,000 up to about 56,000 against such, and then holding in there really well, having this attempt to break out, now coming back down when everything's going down collectively within the market. A lot of people very big on DOT. Now, what I noticed was the exchange fees it's one of those coins where it's definitely not cheap. It's costly to withdraw funds off of the exchange. However, that's on Binance, it's over $10. And many coins are getting really bad, like $20 withdrawals becoming normal. And for a lot of people withdrawing, it's like they don't care too much, in the sense of, look how much I'm gaining, look how much what I'm withdrawing is worth, and things like that. But I noticed that on Poloniex, it was only 0.1 DOT, which means 5,000 or so Bitcoin Satoshi, which isn't that bad of a price, couple bucks or so. I noticed I was on Poloniex, so I went on there and I bought some, and I deposited to my hardware wallet. And what I liked about doing it from like Poloniex and pretty much any exchange that's not Binance, and that's just three of them, Huobi and Bittrex as well, is that every time I withdraw, I mean, they do their work instantly, like to put the money in the blockchain, where Binance, as if it's that big of a deal, but does suck at times. And I don't trade on Binance at all anymore. But within Binance, they can take like 5, 6, 7 minutes to actually move the funds and start the processing and so on. But what happened was, okay, so I pushed the final button to confirm, yes, send funds. And my hardware wallet, like 10 seconds later, 15 seconds later, showed that I had the 5 or so that I put in there to start, which is a small amount. That's what I do when I set up, look at a new coin. I'll buy a small amount, then I'll withdraw a little bit of it, a little more than I would need, but not much more than a minimum transaction, that is. So 5 was a nice small number. And then I thought, well, let's just send a couple of them back now. And I thought, okay, well, let me just go over to Polo next, just get it ready so I can take a look, and I've seen that's already there, and I can trade it. Meaning that's like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. It's really an instant coin. It's to take the coin in and out of exchange, and I love that part within it. So big fan of the aspect in which the dot coin has. Now, one of the channels that isn't too many crypto channels I watch. I really do love watching the Samantha Jane channel. She has a show with Muant. And Muant's they've been talking big about this coin too. And a lot of it goes with that. But even other people that I've heard talking about how apparently they just got things done right and such. So if they do, they do. I'm going to add this, and I have already added this coin to my portfolio. And I'm going to trade this immediately within that and cross-trade it against Theta and Tezos. Now, I took a lot of my coins as far as risk-reward portfolio management. Took almost everything. Didn't take Bitcoin to buy it, but I bought some precious metals with such. So I kind of did sell a little bit of Bitcoin recently, or exchange it for that of silver. But I took some Litecoin. I took some Ripple, a lot of Ripple. I took every bit Ripple that I think I could. I took a very small amount of Theta and Tezos, a small amount of Bitcoin Cash, sold it, and then bought DOT. And I bought a significant amount of it to a degree. For an opening buy, it's a significant buy for me. And as it stands, and doesn't matter, this is just me from copying and pasting from my other one on the CAD. This is just percentage ownership of all of the cryptos that I have. So a quarter of my crypto portfolio is Theta. And then Bitcoin Cash, it's a little bit higher now because Bitcoin Cash is doing well. I'm bringing that chart up next, 16.4%. Litecoin at 14%, Tezos at 12%, Bitcoin at 12%. And then really the next 4 coins in the same realm of, you can see in the same category almost. So Polkadot, I bought it up to be the best of within this tier of 4, which is Ripple, Hedera, and DigiByte. And quite frankly, at one point, Tezos and Theta were part of that tier as well, and they just had some phenomenal gains and moves and such like that. And that's the reason why they've moved up really well. The reason why, again, Theta coin is number 1 is, well, it's been kicking ass better than all my other coins have been. And the 1% Theta, if you will, those were just some extra little coins, a few extra ones added here and there, but that's something just to have some fun with here and there and just see how it'll go moving forward. And now let's move back to the charts. Move on to Bitcoin Cash, BCH, which is having a phenomenal move against Bitcoin on the short run. And I've talked about this before, and every single time it does it, it hasn't done so well. It's failed every single time. You have this, and then how do we react with the 18 lows? Not good. This was not much of a breakout, but it still failed. Then the last one, and then we resist the 18 highs and break the support barrier. Down it goes. Next attempt, and I don't know why this is doing this. I might have to just restart my browser probably at some point, but well, actually I did recently, but anyway. It's another attempt here amongst the daily term time frame. And like a lot of coins that have been doing this, just getting their ass destroyed against Bitcoin, and it's not that the coins are going down or losing value, it's just Bitcoin is gaining spectacular value. And any coin that's hanging in there or gaining against Bitcoin is, oh my goodness, well, you're kicking ass. So with that being said, we can see today on the single hour term time frame that, before this 16-hour break here, this thing broke out yesterday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning, breaking out amongst the 18 hours of highs. And even before then, it was already in a uptrend, going up, move, sideways. And this had this nice little up move in here from 9 o'clock going up over about a good portion of a day anyway, from morning until, well past sunset in my time frame, 2200 hours, making a high of about the 0.0115 handle. Well, how does it correct that move? It's been such a fantastic play, and what it did was it originally established support that it retested once and it didn't break through. This is the retest move in here at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock this morning, and then breaking out above the 18 average of highs. And this last previous closing period held and stayed within this area. That's what I'd like to see within this, is to hold and stay above like 1457-ish share on handle. And right now it's holding above the 1475 or so, a bit higher. But this, because it's reacting to this move like this is just a fantastic situation. Now, again, big difference when we look at coins against the Bitcoin and against the dollar. This is Bitcoin on the, well, first we'll show a weekly time frame, just getting crushed on the weekly and not so good on the daily. But against the dollar here in the daily term, this is in an uptrend, and it's at the upper end over since, well, it's the lowest part here, 230. Now we're at 720. And the weekly time frame, it was getting crushed against Bitcoin. And in here, it's recovering very nicely. This level of resistance here, about 486, come back to support and leaving it. This is going to be a serious situation, I think, that we are moving into, or the startboard rally that's looking like is not only to say is I think it's just beginning, since this rally is, I don't think it's not over, but I think we got a lot of wheel room or a lot of upward momentum that can come in before it's extremely overextended. I think market price will do what it does, but monthly chart is just attempting to break out of the 18 average of highs. There's another reason me saying this. It's your downtrend, then you have the sideways consolidation. December, we have the period in which it closes amongst the 18 average of highs, but the higher low that I had from all of these lows was what I liked. And then this period in here, the January month, has a major rally in here, and this one comes back to where it holds from, starts to extend a better uptrend line, just showing another period, just showing this period of showing strength at the newly rising 18 highs, and then exceeding it like it is right now. This is a serious situation, I think, that is coming into play. Anyway, next chart. And that'll be that of Tezos and daily term time frame. Price action. This is against Bitcoin again. We're just seeing the down moves, down. Of course, beforehand, it went up, had this little choppy action back to where it came from, still pretty much at the lowest levels that it was when at least Binance started this off, at least comparing against Bitcoin. Another way of looking at it is, I'm trying to decide here, do I buy Teslas, do I buy Bitcoin? Well, if you did whichever of the two and you did nothing since, then it really didn't matter which of the two right now that you've been in, because your portfolio is the same. Another way of looking at it too. Anyway, obviously, if, like I say, if anything is just holding in there against Bitcoin, then that's pretty damn good. So this is holding in there. This is pretty damn good. The volume I like that I'm seeing within this, we got making this high, a little bit of shorter term, higher lows and higher highs from in the early parts of this year. Nice volatile down session on January 29th and the low on February 9th. But now escaping an excitation of the 18 average of highs on the 12th of February. And we've had this little bit of coming back to what is the newly rising from newly rising sideways moving average. What does that mean? Newly rising because it started to rise here from the sideways. And this was a newly rising here. But so what did this newly rising do? Well, we topped January 23rd. It's been sideways. Now it's looking like this move is holding in there, looking as if a recovery play just might come into play. Now, the weekly, all this is done right now is establish a state where, okay, well, it looks like it's able to flatten things out. It's still going to hold it a little while. We still have to have a significant gain in order to have any clear, amazing breakout. Let's take a look at Tezos against the US dollar. And amongst the same time frame, the weekly, well, majorly nice uptrend. I see the resistance here first at about 390 height change and near 4.5. Now I see it breaking it above that after some nice strength here on the highs. I wouldn't mind if it's going to go down. That support comes in around $3. But if this goes way up, I wouldn't mind support maybe coming around like 4 or 4.5 or 10. If you can get where I'm saying with 10, maybe it goes to 35, back to 10, stuff like that. And those types of situations, not going to say should, but most certainly, and it could come into play, because I've seen it happen over and over amongst these cryptocurrencies, having just, oh my goodness, can you believe the type of gains that just came into play? Daily term time frame having a little bit of a correctionary move, and it could have a bit more too. We still got we're still well extended or nicely extended above the 18 average of highs, but that doesn't mean it has to go down. In fact, buyers are in control. That if on the shorter term time frames, do you see anything to reverse it? 4 hour? No, it's holding there with the 18 average of lows. Nothing bullish going on. It's been correcting. How about the single hour term? No. So if the shorter term things start to point out back again, you start to see this get north above 5. Everything's been so bullish, you don't know how good this can go. It's established support here first at 460, again here at 472. And if any of these areas happen to get invaded, taken out, then we'll be in this correctionary mode that hasn't went below the 18 lows in the 4. And the daily time frame, maybe we'll meet up within the 18 situation like that. So again, for me, risk reward management is always job number one. I do talk a lot about fantasy hockey, as it was back in October of 2019. And I did a lot of research thinking about how do I finally figure out, cracking the code, if you will, on how to win the hockey game. Thinking, and even say at the time, yeah, I think I can win. And then being at the point where I know I can win. And earlier today, I hit another $1,000 score, as in the $5,000 twine game, $1,000 for first place, which I hit, came into being. And the reward, the risk that I had in hockey was $250. Got back about $1,500. Now at Super Bowl, my bankroll was around 3,000-ish, and so 3 to 4,000 overall. But it was all about 3,000 and change. It's up to 53.24, and I've been just winning really, really well. And that includes even a small amount of open bets, including tonight's hockey game going on right now, 3 minutes in, between Colorado and Vegas, which to me is like decent stakes, and it's like a free roll. As I was watching this game, right off the bat, Russ got a good goal, and I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'm going to really need Gensel to do well. Gensel gets an assist and a goal. Okay, this is good. Now I need Crosby to do well. Scores the empty netter, and that just did it for me. Thank you very much, Sidney Crosby. So moving forward, that means including tonight and tomorrow. There's 4 games tomorrow, and there's another one tonight. That's 1,300. So that's risk reward management. How much of my reward do I put back in? How do I manage risk when I have a very busy day? Monday's a very busy day, so it might be hard and difficult for me to put out much for videos. I'll try to put one out, but 4 hockey games I got tomorrow, quadruple header, that's a lot of work. And coming into the day, I came in with a lifetime return on investment of 40.8% positive. That doesn't include, which is only a small amount extra more, any type of rake back bonuses that I've got. That might bring the number from 40.8 to 42. But when you find any type of systematic logarithm or any type of algorithmic things that work, understand them, not plan the trade and then execute the trade type thing, if you will, or plan your transactions, how you're going to do it. And again, I think very important parts if you want to be an advantage gambler. And then understanding risk reward management, I think, is extremely important in becoming that of an advantage gambler. Thank you for tuning in to this evening's video. As it goes, it's 7:20 p.m. Eastern. I'm just gonna relax. It's been a lot of busy work today with the even today with hockey today. Hockey game started last one at 7 o'clock. I just finished my work for that game at like 6:10. 6:15 p.m. Had no time at all today to make a video. So, and then a lot of the other couple of things that I do here. Okay, do I do this in fantasy? No. Even this last game, do I bet an extra 150 stakes? Well, I could, and I definitely have the bankroll to do it. It's too much work. Literally, that's the reason why I'd easily have another $100 on tonight's game if I wasn't so exhausted at dinner time already. But 4 games again coming on the Monday session, so I'm going to have a lot of work ahead of me. And thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.